Commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, Book 2, by Mankar Cameron. Whosoever findeth this document, I call him brother. Answers are liberations, where the slaves of Malbiage that came to know Numancia cast down their jailer king, Mazdiak, which the Xarxes Mysterium calls the Arcane. Mazdiak, whose carcass was dragged through the streets by his own bone walkers, and whose flesh was opened on the rocks thereon, and those angels who loved him no longer did drink from his honeyed ichors, screaming, "Let all know free will, and do as they will." Your coming was foretold, my brother, by the Lord Dagon in his Book of Razors. You are to come as idols drop away from you one by one. You are exalted in eyes that have not yet set on you. You, swain too well-traveled, to shatterer of mantles. You, brother, are to sit with me in paradise, and be released of all unknowns. Indeed, I shall show you his book, and its foul and many-feathered rubric, so that you can put into symbols what you already know. The sphere of destruction is but the milk of the unenslaved. I fault not your stumbling, for they are expected and given grace by the oils. I crave not your downfalls, though without them you might surpass me even in the coming earth of all infinities. Lord Dagon wishes you no ills, but the momentous, and, as he wants, you must want, and so learn from the pages of God this, the ritual of want. Whisper to earth, where the meddlers take no stones except to blood, as blood is blood, and to the cracking of bone, as bone is bone, and so to crack and answer and fall before the one and one, I call you Dagon as brother and king. Hides of dreg, 7 and 7 draught of oil, 1 and 1, circles drawn by wet Debelites, 3 concentric, and let their lower blood fall where it may. A birth watched by blackbirds, hearthfire first. Incant the following when your hearing becomes blurred. Enraptured, he who finally goes unrecorded. Recorded, the slaves that without knowing turn the wheel. Enslaved, all the children of the Arbus, as it is. Commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, Book 3, by Mankar Cameron. The tower touches all the mantles of heaven, brother novitiates, and by its apex one can be as he will. More, be as he was, and yet changed for all else on that path for those that walk after. This is the third key of Numancia, and the secret of how mortals became makers, and makers back to mortals. The bones of the wheel need their flesh, and that is mankind's heirloom. Oath-breakers beware, for their traitors run through the mimic paths, runner dogs of prolix gods. The dragon's blood have hidden ascension in 6,000 years of ethereal labyrinth, which is arena, which they yet deny is oath-bound. By the book, take this key and pierce the divine shell that encloses the mantle-takers, the skin of gold, scarab Ienarath. Woe to the oath-breakers. Of the skin of gold, the Xarxes Mysterium says, "Be fooled not by the forlorn that ride astray the roadway, for they lost their faith, and this losing was caused by the Aedra, who would know no other planets." Whereby the words of Lord Dagon instruct us to destroy these faithless, eat or bleed dry the gone forlorn, and gain that small will that led them to walk the path of Godhead at the first. Spit out or burn the side that which made them delay. Know them as Nemoli. Every limb is paid for by the underknown. See, brother, and give not more to the Hydra. Reader, you will sense a shadow choir soon. The room you are in right now will grow eyes and voices. The candle or spell light you read this by will become gateways for the traitors I have mentioned. Scorn them and fear them not. Call them names, call out their base natures. I, the man-carved stars, am with you, and I come to take you to my paradise, where the tower traitors shall hang on glass racks until they smile with the new revolution. That is your ward against the Nemoli. They run blue through noise and shine only when the earth trembles with the eruption of the newly mantled. Tell them go, Gartak Olnem. God is come. Numimora, Num Dalai Nem. Once you walk in the mythic, it surrenders its power to you. Myth is nothing more than first once. Unutterable truth. Ponder this while searching for the fourth key. Understood laws of the Arcanator will fall away like heat. First tower dictate. Render the mutant bound where he may do no more harm. As god of the Mundus, alike shall be his progeny. Split from their divine sparks, we are 8x8 Xarxes. Let the home of Padme see us as sole exit. Kim, those who know it can reshape the land. Witness the home of the Red King once jungled. He that enters paradise enters his own mother. I Alma Roma. The Orbis endeth in all ways. Endeth we seek through our dawn, all endeth. Falter now and become one with the wayside orphans that feed me. Follow, and I shall adore you from inside. My first daughter ran from the Dagonite road. Her name was Ruma, and I ate her with no bread, and made another, which learned. And I loved that one, and blackbirds formed her twin behind all time. Starlight is your mantle, brother. Wear it to see by, and add its light to paradise. Commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, Book 4, by Mankar Cameron. May the holder of the fourth key know the heart thereby. The Mundex Terrene was once ruled over solely by the tyrant dread kings, each to their own dominion, and border wars fought between their slave oceans. They were akin to the time totems of old, yet evil, and full of mockery and profane powers. No one that lived did so outside of the sufferance of the dregs. I give my soul to the Magnagi, saith the joyous in paradise, for they created Mehrunes the Razor in secret, in the very bowels of Lig, the domain of the upstart who vanishes. Though they came from diverse waters, each get shared sole purpose to artifice a prince of good, spinning his likeness in random swath, and imbuing him with oblivion's most precious and scarce asset, hope. Deathlessly I intone from paradise, Mehrunes the thief-taker, Mehrunes God's body, Mehrunes the red arms that went up. Numancia, liberty. Deny not that these days shall come again, my novitiates. For as Mehrunes threw down Lig and cracked his face, declaring each of the 19 and 9 and 9 oceans free, so shall he crack the serpent crown of the Cyrodiils and make federation. All will change in these days as it was changed in those. For with by the magic word Numancia, a great rebellion rose up and pulled down the towers of Kaimel Garyeg, and the Templars of the upstart were slaughtered, and blood fell like dew from the upper wards down to the lowest pits, where the slaves with maniacal faces took chains and teeth to their jailers, and all hope was brush fire. Your dawn listens, my lord. Let all the Erebus know itself to be free. Mehrunes is come. There is no dominion save free will. Suns were riven as your red legions moved from Lig to the hinterlands of Chill, a legion for each get. And Kiri was thrown down, and Jaff was thrown down, and Hormagail was crushed with cold salt, and forevermore called Hor. And so shall it be again, under the time of the gates. Under the mires, Malbiage was thrown down, that old city of chains slaked in newborn warmth and set free. Galg and Morgalg were thrown down together in a single night of day, and shall it be again under the time of gates. Nothing but woe for Nirn, which has become the pit, and 7 curses on its dreg, the Vermai Nimok. But for it the Crusades would be as my lord's creation. Get by the Ghee, and do as thou wilt, of no fetters but your own conscience. Know that your hell is broken, people of Erebus, and praise the Numancia, which is liberty.